I've built a workflow that lets you control AI video with a stick. Check this out. You just move plastic toys or printed cutouts through your scene and the workflow erases whatever is holding them and then animates them to follow that exact motion. You can also skip the stick entirely and use animated previs instead using After Effects or Blender, for example. To show you exactly how this works and how you can use it on your own computer for free, we created an entire short film about toys coming to life. And yeah, I know, Nico from Corridor Digital had pretty much the same idea, but he used a different technique. He used Wan Animate to transfer acting performances onto his toy characters. In this video we're also going to look at Wan Animate, but I used it to turn myself into the 15-year-old version of myself for the short film, because I'm a responsible adult now. I definitely don't play with toys anymore. Make sure to subscribe and stick around till the end for the full short film. Now at the heart of this workflow is a research paper called Time to Move, or TTM for short. And the cool part is that it's completely training free, so it's pretty much an architecture that you can use with any diffusion-based video model. We are using it with Wan 2.2, but you could also use it with Cork Video X or Stable Video Diffusion, for example. First, you need to create a control video with some motion, either by dragging things around in After Effects or Blender, or physically moving around stuff through your scene with a stick. TTM then uses something called dual clock denoising. In areas where your character is moving, it uses lower noise to follow that motion precisely. In the rest of the scene, higher noise lets it generate a clean, natural background. So to make this all as easy as possible, I slapped together some AI models in ComfyUI. Here you just import a video and it automatically generates a black and white mask for your character using the new SAM3 model from Meta. This workflow also extracts the start and end frames. And if you want, you can use the Gwen image edit AR model to remove any sticks or unwanted objects or clean up your character if needed. Then you give it a simple prompt describing the action of your character and hit run, and that's it. That's all there is to it. It's surprisingly easy and very robust. I remember when we created a controllable creature for a previous short film using Wan Vase. We needed countless iterations to get the movement right. It was really exhausting. But with this workflow, about 70% of the shots worked just on the first try. To use this workflow, you'll need ComfyUI, which is an open source AI interface. If you don't have ComfyUI installed yet, we've prepared a step-by-step guide on our website that walks you through everything. But fair warning, if this is your first time using ComfyUI, you might want to start with a simpler workflow. Let's start by bringing this shot to life. First, we must prepare a mask for the character, and we can paint out that stick in the start and end frame. Now it really doesn't matter how you prepare this. If you want, you can use After Effects for the mask or Nano Banana to paint out the stick or Photoshop or something. But we also created this free workflow that lets you do all the preparation straight in ComfyUI. So to use it, just drag and drop it into ComfyUI. Now, in your case, you might need to click Manager, install Missing Custom Nodes if you have any red nodes in the workflow. And let's zoom in on the left side here. Here you can find all the model loader nodes, and you can find the corresponding model that you need to the left in this node right here. For the Gwen image model, you can see that there are different versions, and you need to pick the one that comfortably fits on your GPU's VRAM. Once you've downloaded all these models and made sure that all the correct ones are loaded, go to the load video nodes and load in your plate. If you want, you can name your shot right here. For us, this was 20. And then click Run, wait for the images to load. Let's first create the mask for our character. For this, we're using the new SAM3 model by Meta. If your character enters at a later stage in the video, so it's not there in the first frame, you can just change the pick frame right here. But for me, the character's already in the video, so all I need to do is just click on this character, and then I have to specify which parts are not belonging to the character. For this, I'm just right-clicking on the other parts of the image like so. It's really important to exclude the stick that your character is on. So I will also put a red dot right here. Then you just click Run, and after a few seconds our mask is done, and you can see it flickers a little bit, but that doesn't matter at all. Just ignore that. Let's now clean up the start frame. For this, I'm zooming in on this part right here, and now I need to copy over this first frame. For this, just copy and paste. Now you can click Open in Mask Editor, and then you can select the area where your stick is, and you can be generous there. Left click to select and right click to delete parts again. Click Save. Come over to the right here and add a simple prompt like remove the wooden stick. Click Run, and the stick is gone. But you can also change these frames in more creative ways. For example, you can see that the Lego character is like hovering above the table. So what we could also do is just go back to the start here and create a bigger mask, something like this. And I'm just creating a new prompt, remove the stick and make the Lego figure stand on the table. And you can see that it worked really well, though it changed the legs a little bit. So this prompt worked a lot better. I also added do not change the look of the figure, and yeah, that worked. So let's also remove the stick from the end frame, open mask editor. I'm selecting the stick, go over here, create a prompt, remove the stick, and that looks good. The stick is gone. And now we have everything we need. You could say it's time to move. So drag and drop that workflow in here, and you install this one in the exact same way. Install missing custom nodes, restart, and then you can find all the models that you need in these model loader nodes right here. Once you have everything set up, you can import the start and end frame. You will find these in your ComfyUI folder, output, and then there is a folder with the shot number that you created. And then you can just drag and drop these in. So this is my start frame right here. And then this is my end frame. Below that, you will need to import the plate of your moving character. And below that, you need to import the mask that we just created. Next, come up here to the setup, and here you can select which resolution you want to use. Next, you can choose if you want to use the start frame and end frame. You can use only a start frame or only an end frame, but you still need to import an image right here, otherwise it will give you an error. For static shots, a start frame is usually enough, but if you really want to make sure that your character does not change over the duration of your shot, I would recommend going with both. Next, you need to create a simple prompt, something like this, and then you can just click run. The sampling process for the video is split into 2 parts, and after 3 steps you already get a rough preview like this. And usually you can already tell if your shot is working or not. Otherwise you can just quit the process, and I would recommend trying another seed or adjusting your prompt. Okay, first try, and the result already looks amazing. You can see how well it integrates into the shot, but the problem is that the legs kind of separate and then start sticking back together. And I think I can just fix this using the prompt, I guess. Well, and this kind of worked. Looks much better now with this prompt. So this is the whole process, and as you can see, it works really well. Now is a good time to mention that this video and the free workflows are sponsored by our lovely supporters on Patreon. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon, keeping us free and independent, and also allowing us to share all these workflows for free. If you want access to advanced workflows, extra demo files, and our amazing Discord community, consider supporting. So that's how we created all the shots of the animated toys. But there were also those shots where I needed to turn myself into my 15-year-old self. For this, I wanted to use Wan Animate, which is based on Wan 2.2, but specifically designed for character animation. The concept is pretty simple. You just need a driving video of your performance and a reference image of the character you want to transform into. When I tested it a few weeks ago, it worked pretty well, so I just went ahead and shot everything without doing proper tests, trusting it would work out of the box. In the end, I spent more time wrestling with Wan Animate than I actually spent on the toy animation workflow. It started pretty promising though. I used this image of me when I was around 15 as a reference image, and the shot itself looked pretty decent. The problem was that I looked pretty different in every single shot. But I had an idea that I wanted to try for a long time. Since Wan Animate and Wan 2.2 are based on the same model, LoRa's trained for Wan 2.2 will work for Wan Animate as well. For those who don't know, a LoRA is pretty much like a small extra model that you can train to help the main model better understand a specific concept that it didn't know before. So I asked my parents for more photos of me when I was 15, and then I used AI Toolkit to train the LoRA. So I created my dataset with some very basic captions like this, and then I used these settings right here. Feel free to copy them if you want. Once it was done, I downloaded the LoRA, edited it at full strength, and look at how much better these results are. There are still some issues, especially with like eye direction, but that's something I would like to fix in a future video. So without further ado, here's the final short film.
It's you guys. Wait, you just felt neglected because I'm playing video games all the time. I'm so sorry.
No, nerd. We just want you to go outside.
Alright, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to our lovely Patreon supporters for making these videos possible. As always, if you create something with these workflows, feel free to tag me or send it to me. I always love to see what you come up with. Make sure to subscribe and see you next time.